Hi, I've been asked to come in and say a few words about fashion. Obviously, as you can tell, I'm pretty much the leading protagonist in, the fashion stakes out there. And a number of questions have come in via PedTalkz channel. And yes, we want to obviously cater to our fans and indeed give you a view from the expert. So PedTalkz asked me to come on and embellish you as much as one can. So first question, what's your favourite colour in fashion? Well, quite frankly, it has to be a reddish hue infused by fuchsia, outlined by a subtle grey. That would be, I think that would be absolutely wondrous. And failing that, good old leopard print. It is an absolute thing of beauty, I'm sure you'll agree. So another question that I'm asked quite often is, how do I feel about flared trousers? And I've been very clear on my position on this, and that is that flared trousers, quite frankly, should be outlawed. There are many crimes to fashion, and that includes corduroys and shirts with a pocket on the breast. And indeed, for me, flared trousers are absolutely up there, and if they're not, they absolutely should be. So I hope I'm very clear on that. Another question I've asked is what my favourite meal is, and of course, goes without saying, my favourite meal is champagne. I'll have it morning, noon and night, and indeed breakfast, lunch or supper. It is the absolute conduit from which I base my fashion and my essence. Champagne, indeed. How do I feel about fashion? Well, of course, fashion is life and life is passion. It's a very simple answer. And quite frankly, anyone that doesn't think in those circumstances isn't worth our time. So, fashion and life, symbiotic. What do I think about music and fashion? Do they go together? Well, for me, symbolised in some of the greatest partnerships of all time, Bonnie and Cher, Cannon and Ball, Dolce and Gabbana, and of course, the Chuckle Brothers. They are one. Music and fashion absolutely go together. Another thing I'm asked quite often is, where are the new places to go? And I am often asked about Monte Carlo or Margate. Well, for me, Margate is the new Saint-Tropez, it's the new Cannes, it's a wonderful seaside resort. Many fantastic yachts can be seen throughout the summer and indeed the winter. It often has its own microclimate in Margate, believe it or not, and it is a fashion and cuisine epicenter. So please go and visit Margate. Finally, a question I've asked probably more than any is, when did I first realise that I was fabulous? Well, I suppose that's answered in a short story, really. And that is, when I exited my mother's womb, I was indeed wearing a pair of Gucci loafers. And when I looked down to my adorned feet in a beautiful leather, I realised that I was different. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, it's very important to be different and to actually be oneself, because fashion is in us, it's innate in us. And fashion quite often is dictated by, to a degree, some of those that are out there that haven't got a Johnny, that haven't got a Scooby-Doo, if you like. And I believe sincerely that you should wear exactly what you want, when you want, and don't be afraid to express oneself, because that is the essence of life. Expression, fashion, music, and expression. Ta-ta for now, and shall see you soon. Please do subscribe to PedTalkz. It's a wonderful thing of beauty. I believe it can also be described as fashion. And yes, like and subscribe, and we'll see you again very, very soon.